Hollyoaks spoilers, Kieron Richardson hints at Ste and Harry reunion after Ryan's sex shock. Well, it had to happen, didn't it? Who else would Ste Hay end up in bed with other than his mortal enemy who murdered the mother of his children and is letting his ex take the rap for it? Ste has ended up in bed with Ryan Knight and is reeling both that their anger turned to lust and that Ryan is actually gay. What Ste is still to learn is that Harry Thompson didn't actually kill Amy Barnes but Ryan did, and Kieron Richardson, who plays Ste, reckons that it's only a matter of time until Ste discovers the shocking truth. Not only that, but he is certainly still up for a Starry reunion beyond this. We sat down for a chat with Kieron to talk about the big twist tonight and where Ste's story goes from here. Is there any way back for Ste and Harry? At this point, Ste has made the decision that as much as he does love Harry, he can't be with him as he still thinks he killed Amy. He can't watch him read bedtime stories to the kids and then get into bed with him. It's just wrong when he killed the mother of his kids. He can't get past that. Ryan then gets heavily involved in Ste's life, which is nothing initially to do with the Amy storyline. So what happens? Ste has asked Harry if he has been with anyone else, and when he says he has, he is secretly devastated. There hasn't been anyone for Ste, but then literally, that night, it happens, with Ryan. And Ryan is the one to make the first move, which leaves Ste in shock. But he does just kind of go with it. Was it a surprise to you? I think I kind of guessed that it might happen. We have worked so closely together and the whole enemy thing meant I'd be surprised if they didn't put them together for the shock in the audience. What's even better about the story is it's like sleeping with the enemy because he murdered Amy. Duncan James, who plays Ryan, knew ages ago and he was the one who told me, and I was like, oh, no way. I was rooting for Ste and Harry to stay together, but I think it will be good for Ste and Harry when they do finally get back together that they have had this distance. Hopefully it can bring them closer together. What if fans start shipping Ste and Ryan? I don't think he can stay that long because he's a murderer, so hopefully fans don't ship them too much. Anyway, Robin's #1 now, nobody can come up against those two. Laughs. Tegan is suspicious about Ryan. Tegan has questioned Ryan after what happened with the lie detector test and Ryan gets a bit aggressive. Ste finds out about this and goes round to beat up Ryan, but ends up in bed with him. The next day, Ryan tries his hardest to get Ste out of the flat, but Ste is just casually getting his clothes together. Then it's the whole standard Ste behavior. He's slept with someone else, but it's ruining Tegan's life now. He's not just self-destructing himself, there is always someone else he is damaging through his actions. How does he feel afterwards? It's just shock, really. It's Ryan who comes onto him and he needs to come to terms with the fact that this guy who hates him has kissed him and also that Ryan is gay when he married Amy. He has so many questions. But they sleep together and he only thinks about it afterwards. Obviously at some point, Ste is going to have to find out that Ryan killed Amy and they have slept together at this point, so whether it continues, who knows? Or could Ste fight for justice for Amy? Is Parry jealous? Laughs, I don't know, he has his own thing going on with kissing other people. So we're both like, what are you doing? Because we're so used to working together. Would you like Ste and Harry to get married? It's never going to last, so what's the point? Only Jack and Frankie's marriage managed to last the longest, and even she had a little bit with Ziggy and whoever else. There's no point in getting married in soapland. Once Parry has done his storylines of making bad decisions and going a bit rogue like Ste used to do, if they're both a bit damaged it'll be quite nice to see the relationship. I want them to be two tearaways around the village and not have good Harry as a preppy boy. He needs to be a bit naughty. How would you have the big Ryan reveal? I'd like to think that Ste would be the hero of it all, as he was the first person to be blamed and the first person in the show to have any history with Amy. To come full circle, I'd like to see him defend Amy's honor and see the back of Daddy Riri. How are you finding Hollyoaks? Are you enjoying the role? Definitely. I struggle with it sometimes because the storylines are so varied that you can go from comedy scenes to breaking down and crying your eyes out and then getting into bed with somebody. To mentally prepare for how varied the days are can be something I struggle with, and I sometimes have a bit of self-doubt and wonder if I can do it. The pressure is always there, but that's the beauty of staying here so long as it doesn't feel like you are stuck in the same job doing it day in and day out. Every single day is different, but you have to keep the character consistent too. Were you pleased when Denny Miller replied to your comment about an Aaron and Sweet crossover? Laughs. I always get so scared because they always say something and they pick up on this and that. The hardcore Oberon fans were like, never. Don't you dare say that. And I'm just like, it was just a joke. But then it did get a lot of likes, so.